A very, very warm good afternoon. This is Arnav Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It is November the 19th, 2024. It's the day after India hosted Malaysia in an international friendly, which India drew 2-2 with Malaysia. And we end the year without a win. And that is, in my opinion, very, very concerning and something that I would like to discuss with you all tonight on this broadcast, on this live discussion. Yes, it is earlier than usual due to time constraints on my side, but I still thought, let's come live, let's have a chat, let's talk about what all is happening in Indian football. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, Arun Foot. Good evening, Shumit. And also, of course, look at the other contents. I did a video earlier today on that 1-1 draw against Malaysia, the ups and downs on the topic of AIFF versus I-League clubs on regard to the broadcasting matter. So there's quite a bit of content on this video, let's wait and see what happens with that. Such a pathetic performance. That's why nobody sees the match. Yeah, Shumit. I don't know how you feel or how you guys feel. I think the problem for us now is that we expect something which looks likely that we're not going to get from the team at this moment in this current juncture. Manolo Marquez has tried to change a few things here and there, but overall it is the same squad, it is the same team with some changes here and there, and the question has to be asked about the quality of the players. So that's something that we need to look at, need to think about, and see. Good evening, Blue. Yep, I'm early today. Sorry, I wasn't available over the last 2-3 days. As you know, I might know that I was in Mallorca over the weekend and I came back on Sunday. Yesterday didn't have the time, and so this is my first live again. I have to do it earlier because I'm out in a little while. Shubha says, I don't see we have improved anything. Shubha, that's the most probably the most disturbing element in regard to replacing Igor Stimac with Manolo Marquez, because we thought something or the other would improve, right? That there would be at least some improvements in certain areas of the game, and we're not seeing those, and that is a fact, a reality of things in regard to where we stand, and this moment, we're just not good enough, right? That's the challenge. But where do we go from here? I think that's the big question. I think our midfield was decent, finishing was bad, and backline isn't solid. We aren't creating good chances. Yeah, I think that is, the sums up the problem. We've got problems at the back, we've got problems up front, and we're unable to break down a team like Malaysia. We're dependent on the long ball. We're dependent on dead ball situations. We scored this time over corner, brilliant corner from Brandon, great header from Rahul Beke. But what more was created to be saying we're seeing something? We played good, I think. Mank, I don't think we played good. It's okay, but it's not something where I'd say good, great, lovely. We have to be better than this. It's literally same, nothing changed despite 3 FIFA windows. Yeah, Blue, it looks like it. I think Manolo himself might have thought it might be easier to change things for good. Might be easier to improve this team, the squad. To me, the challenge, I think, is that which players to use, which players not to use. He's tested players, I guess, in training, and as is also with certain of the players. How do we improve? How many take Manolo will take? Understand. Gurpreet has passed his prime. Shumit, yeah, it is something that looks like it. Uh, but I would have said most probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, Gurpreet was amongst the best players in the ISL. Right, he didn't concede a goal in the first few matches. So it's a difficult one. That goal yesterday was a crazy blunder. And yesterday most probably was the match to try out Vishal Keth, but he didn't. And Blue makes a very important point. Um, Malaysia played without their best. So Malaysia also, I mean, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was a typical friendly game. There was nothing to play for. We tried something out, some stuff out. Malaysia tried something out, but there wasn't this flow, this intensity that you have normally in competitive matches. AIFF has only aimed to finish football in India. Crystal John, I don't hope so, but they're working hard towards that. Like, do you think we are asking much more from the players who doesn't even have proper player education? How much I agree on that point. Yes, maybe we are asking too much, but on the other side also, if someone is playing for the Indian national team, he should be able to do some of the basics. I expect that from an Indian national team player, and I it doesn't get into my head how players in the past, without that sporting education, were able to do all of these things, which now seems to be something very, very tough for the players. I really don't know. I really don't know what has happened over the last 10, 15 years that our basics have literally fallen apart. Right? I mean, any team we play, we look worse than them. Sorenkesh says tactics takes time to click. What's disheartening to see is lack of intensity. Yeah, but a lot of these players have played under Manolo, so it's not like something that they don't know the coach or haven't worked with the coach. I think he's not asking very complicated things of the team. Intensity, yes, that's one thing. But again, passion also to wear that shirt, I think that's missing as well. Right, that is what I feel. I think Baker right back isn't good. He's better as centre back though. Can't say anything as Ashish Rai and Akash Sangwan got injured. Yeah, I guess he was forced into that position, but it would have been interesting to see what Manolo would have done if Sangwan or Ashish Rai had been fit. Who would have been the first two picks for centre backs? So that's something which I think remains unanswered in this window, right? So very interesting question. Some of the youngsters have impressed, like Irfan, Naucha, etc. Shumit, they might have impressed in the ISL, but did you ready for international football again? That's a question that we have to ask. Do you have any news about AFC Nations League? Been news media posted recently. Blue, I've heard about it a while back. Now the whole thing has come up again. Let's wait and see what the AFC does. It was amongst their plans, but again, their qualification process is very complicated and complex. With World Cup qualifiers and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers interlinked. So yeah, let's wait and see. At the moment, there is no confirmation from the AFC. Is Reliance Foundation Youth Young Champs got football education as per your knowledge? We'll see 10 years down the road if they are really doing it, what they need to do. They've tried, but yeah, let's see. I think it's better we go with 3-5-3-2. who's going to be the two up front? For me, maybe a simple 4-4-2 might be an answer to our problems at the moment, given that 4-4-1-1 maybe, I don't know. Do you think we are very lucky not to lose because Malaysia hit the post at final moments? Of course, when you have these kind of situations, you are lucky, but I think a draw is a fair result yesterday. Anwar and Chingu were leaving too much space behind and weren't even that speedy. I would change that weren't even that speedy to aren't that speedy. I think that's the problem in this combo. Yeah, let's wait and see what Manolo does. We should play more friendly. Sad to see not many match India plays. Sumit, yes, we could have played a match more in this window. We could have played a match more in October. But otherwise, we're playing all the windows that are available via FIFA match days. Not much more to do. It's easy to blame coach, management, everyone, but I didn't see player giving 100% passion to play for the nation. After first goal, we looked so defensive. Neil, I think the blame is with the coach, with the management, with the federation, but also with the players. They all are in the same boat. So, yeah. So therefore, for me, let's wait and see. But yeah, the boys need to step up. They haven't. That's, I think, a reality of Indian football, that the players haven't stepped up. The players haven't done more. And we are there where we are. And hopefully, yeah, we can do more. We need to do more. Certainly, that is very, very evident, very, very clear that our players need to do much, much more. Shivam says, bro, I'm from future. It's year 2098. San Marino just won the World Cup. India's still doing good at 100th rank. They're being awarded for being too consistent with around 100 throughout the century. I mean, even being at 100, Shivam, at the moment would be good, but we are not even a 100 team, ranked team, in my opinion. India is not good enough to be a 100 ranked team in these rankings. Do you think India pressed really good in first half but not utilized the chance? No, I don't think so. Also, your opinion about Irfan, he took work rate but net result 0 in my opinion. Yeah, bro, that's the problem, right? The guy has, you know, let's wait and see what happens. But to me, he has to gain more experience, and that has to be at club level. He has to be a regular at club level. So let's wait and see what he can do. You said we are not Asian level player. If we had good structure, could produce Asian level player. Individual quality matters. Morally, both. Sometimes it's the individual talent. Sometimes it's the system. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Let's see. Harry said something AFC Nations League about to come. Shivam, maybe Hiren knows more than me, but it's the AFC will announce it at some stage. Let's see. Your thoughts on CK Vineet? He wasn't fine as a season. Thoughts? CK Vineet was one of the bright sparks at the start of the ISL, especially for the Blasters. Brandon at wing completed his creativity midfield. Yeah, and that's the weird one, that Brandon actually was one of the best players and he didn't play in his natural position more essentially, but still was able to influence the game. So therefore, that's the question of how the coach really utilizes him going forward. Indonesia leading by 2 goals against Arabian Green Falcons. How much Indonesian football has changed last 2-3 years? Shumolo, they have grown exponentially, and Indonesia are a team who could, if things go their way, could be heading to the World Cup in 2026. They have utilized players of origin in a very wise, in a very smart way, and it is helping them, and it's helping their football. Right. Welcome back to the Indian football discussion here on arunfoot. If you like what you're seeing, you're hearing, sorry about my voice, got a little cold. Do you have a like behind? 4 likes so far. Do you leave a share behind? Do subscribe to the channel. And yeah, as always, thank you for your support. Player gave up pressing after 15 minutes, stop charging for second balls, go for hard tackle, show some effort for the country. Yeah, one of the problems. Also, I think Apuya and Anwar need to use better long balls. We need someone from the back who can operate too. Yeah, it's not working, right? Yeah, that's one of the problems, Lou, that these long balls or the long square balls need to come better. Do you think standard made difference? Irfan Yadwat in ISL, he could move freely, but in national movements restricted. Yeah, I mean the standard for football is higher at the international level. It's more intensive, most probably. So therefore, you have to adjust to it. If the idea is putting ball in box, do you see Bipin's play style suiting Manolo? Hmm. Theoretically, yeah. But again, someone needs to finish off. Hi, Dark Knight. Welcome back. Snowing in Germany. How's it? I mean, it's not snowing here. It's quite warm, actually. Supposed to snow tomorrow, so let's see. You said national team is not testing trial players, then how can players get exposure? They need to be getting it at the clubs, right? They need to get it at the clubs. They need to improve at the clubs. And only once they're better, they can move on into international football. So that's the challenge that the players face. That they need to be better at club football, otherwise they will not make it into the national team. And that's at the moment, in my opinion, one of our biggest problems, that the players need to be better at club level to be able to convince, or should be able to convince the national team coach that they should be there. Also, tactics was hard to understand. Playing a forward in a number 10 role as support striker, we needed to proactive to create chances in transition, but we were very slow. So I think you know what you can expect from European teams, from club sides, from big nations, you know. Um, ask the word transition and ask how many of our players understand what the word transition is. There seems to be this tendency of taking one long shot a match to make a highlight reel and seal position of the team. This time, avoid everyone kicks away word long shot and then humble down. Could be reporter figure Gupta. It was snowing here in London. Okay, Neil, interesting. I would say Manuel did not do fine with the formation. Junk needed to be dropped, and Jithin could have been started in right wing or introduced change in left wing and Brandon as attacking midfield. Yeah, again, but he choose what he chose. Any worrying signs in Malaysia match? Mistakes. Cohesion is missing. Tempo, intensity, a lot of things. I think Roshan played well. Yeah, Blue, agree with you. Was one of the better ones. Roshan did better than most other players. Yes, agree. Do you think speed matters for centre back? Because people say yesterday our centre backs slow. Yes, speed is a factor. To me, you have to have, one is more of a in regard to positioning sense, and the other one is more of speed. If you can combine that, that would be the best to have. Is AFC trying to bring Nations League? There has been rumors about it, but nothing has been confirmed. Irfan and Edmund combo will be interesting to see. Robotific Gupta, let's see. We don't do mistake, we do deadly mistakes. Yeah, that's like Gurpreet Singh Sandhu's ones. Yeah. Why? Why would one ask? Also, Manolo used the subs so late. Yeah, but he has that tendency. If you look at his club size as well, he's not someone who makes early changes to substitutions. So that's another reality. Do you think net result differentiate Constantine and other coach? They talk about possession for but net result zero. Yeah. Stephen is about uh, Stephen is someone who wanted to get results, but he's also developed a team, right? And this is something which I haven't seen under Igor much. Yeah, I don't know. So, the others really, possession football in Indian football context, in my opinion, doesn't work at the moment. Anwar kind of lost form after his transfer to East Bengal FC somehow. For the first goal, he was somewhat responsible. Shivam, we've had now multiple goals where he has been responsible at club and international level. And yes, he's not been the same. So therefore, my question is, would Sandesh Chingan and Rahul Beke be actually the better centre-back pairing? I generally didn't enjoy Brandon yesterday. The set pieces were fine, but he couldn't dictate play from the wide areas apart from hopeful balls in box. I didn't think he was up there. What do we expect? Yeah, I think the problem is that we expect a lot from Brandon, right? Brandon is a class player, but it's difficult for him at the moment given the realities in and around the team. We're not good in finishing process from open play. Why we are not even trying cutbacks for players coming late to the D. Neil, I don't know what they're training, so I'm not sure. It seems to be that direct approach seems to be the approach, and then alternative plays don't seem to be an option for us. Do you think certain time accepting reality is difficult rather than selling fake reality and promises? Murali, you've asked me this question in such a form. Yeah, even when things are going right, so to me, the reality will bite you at some stage, right? You can't fake it too long. So was Steven really so good, or Igor and Manolo that poor? On Manolo, I will wait on the judgment because I think he's only played friendly matches. Uh, Igor, yeah, Igor was poor, and Steven was practical. Now, was he good in that way? He was good because he knew what he could do and what he wanted from his team, and very simple. Chante form dips so much. Melvi isn't good either. Senior players aren't doing good enough. Yeah, but the young ones pushing in are not setting the whole thing on fire as well, right? So this whole expectation that younger players can play, proving again and again that these younger so-called players are not ready for international football. So what do we do? I would prefer Mehtab in current situation, centre-back pairing with Sandesh because he has been in good form. Right back while Puya is doing good. Interesting thought, right? And remember, a few months ago, people were saying that Mehtab needs to be dropped. 2019 squad was something. There was tactics. We were aware of our limitations, but our fitness gave away in the last match. Didn't got such highs in recent times while watching that team. I think fitness was an issue because of our substitutions, right? We're talking about a time where 3 substitutions were possible, and we lost Anas within 2 minutes. And Anas should have actually said before the game, you know what, I am not going to start. And we picked up a few injuries, and that hurt us really bad in that game against Bahrain. How do you see defensive midfield because they're used against the big team and strong opponents? These players are key, if you ask me. No, if you ask me, they're key. They have to block the play of the opponent, but on the other side, they need to create your play. So that's where I see them. Do you think as a coach we have to understand limitations of players and training unrealistic thing? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think in my opinion, Steven had better quality player with hunger to play for the country. Most probably yes. But yeah. But the thing is, Steven started at a lower level, and we shouldn't forget that. Sir, in different zone again. Nope, still in the same zone, back in Germany. So therefore, but starting a little earlier. As Goa fan, one thing I don't like about Monroe is his timing of subs. He doesn't want to break the flow and doesn't take the risk. Last season made subs around 90 minutes against Mumbai City FC in semi-final, and it fired. Yeah, so very right. I don't think Valpuya is ready either. He and Rai are questionable, but we didn't have any other options either. I think Amma is another good right back. I think we have options to think about. Yeah, and that's something that we need to figure out who's the best. My favorite Indian squad was from 2002, which is yours. Your favorite? Oh, thinking. I would most probably say 2008, 2009. We didn't, the one with the AFC Challenge Cup or 2009 um, Nehru Cup winning team. Those would be most probably amongst my most favorites. Apart from losing Bahrain, do you think in UAE match luck made India suffer? India post twice one goal bonus? See, Murali, yes, one I would say luck. On the other side, you have to force luck. And we didn't force luck against the UAE. By the way, what will happen to the league? No confirmation yet. I'm hearing that they're trying to figure out things, but this nothing has been officially reported so far. I don't know if you've seen anything, but I've not seen anything. Talks on supposedly with Sony to confirm something by tomorrow. One thing is sure, Indian people are only supporting this team for Dek Bhakati. No fun to watch, no fun about this team. Um, Pratik, yeah, it's tough at the moment to watch this team play, to watch this team fail also. But for us, I think it's about supporting the Indian national football team, and on that front, yeah, we've got no other options, right? Hi, Abhishek. We don't give chance more to those players who are doing good in 2, 3 matches consecutively need to be utilized when they're doing good and are in great form. Shivam, so by the time they are out of form, you most probably will get a chance in the national team, and then you'll fail, and then the rest is history, as they say. 2, 3 good matches are not good enough to be playing national team football. That's the problem. You have to be consistently better. Right? We don't have that luxury of saying, you know what, okay, we have a solid team, we have a stable team. Can we give to younger players, let's say, a chance? Um, yeah, and that's a problem, right? Right now we have Brandon Sahal. They're good in midfield. In past we did we had good yeah, we've had many good midfielders over the years. Do you think Roshan done justice for his role? How do you assess him? I thought Roshan was good. I thought Roshan was very good. One of our best, I would say, yesterday. But he has to be consistently good. He's been also on and off, and that's going to be the question for him if he can be consistent at this level and improve himself and showcase himself. And yeah, let's see. I would love to see a consistent Roshan playing, and it doesn't matter if it's right back. You know. Besides India and Germany, if you had to choose another country to support, which nation would you select? I'm happy with those two. I don't know if I had a third nation. Could be most probably some minnow who I support. Right? Don't know, maybe one of the Caribbean nations who I used to work with in the past. Otherwise, not sure. I'm happy right now as they got to play somewhat good football yesterday. We can build from there. What do you think? European antics is hard to digest. If you're happy with what we played yesterday, then Abhishek, your standards have dropped quite dramatically. Because for me, whatever we speak and talk about, I didn't think it was good enough. Right? So that's a reality. Can we just stop playing footy and give them fun to hockey or wrestling? Yeah, but hockey or wrestling, how much further can you take it? Wrestling, I'm not sure, but hockey, no. Do you think our worrying signs continue? We cannot find good striker. Thoughts, Isak Ralte. Yeah, we need a striker. We need someone who's gonna get us. I don't know. seven out of 10 times a goal, right? And Isa Karate, talented winger. But again, another one of those interswitchable guys on the wings could come and do something maybe or maybe not. I find crossing tactics is not suitable because we are not a physical side and we want to create chances through set pieces. We need more men in the box. Everyone can't be swimming inside the box. Yeah, right. But what is the other tactics that you want to, create, Swarankesh? What to do? I was desperate that they played confidently. Yeah, but Abhishek, that is not confident playing. What we saw, that is somewhat of a khichdi, which was not good enough in my opinion. So therefore, I don't know. To me, it just wasn't good enough. I don't know. It's not. I expect more. Shall we talk about the state super leagues now that the AIFF is cooking? Pratik, I'm not sure if it's coming. I don't know if that proposal has actually gone anywhere. I'm not sure if the Exco has gotten a look at them. I don't know how this state leagues would be incorporated into this whole system in regard to bypassing the existing clubs. I don't think the state associations will be able to pass it. So therefore, I don't know where, if this is going to be the funding model of Indian football, I don't know how far deep we can go because the Super League Kerala is being sold as a success, but the metrics that I have, that I see, hasn't worked, right? Can we say exposure is missing for Indian player or quality problem? Both, Murad. There's a quality issue and they lack exposure. So both of these things combined are a reason why we are as good or as bad as we want to see or state. Indian football needs to do better, and we are nowhere near where we have to be to be able to improve. That's our challenge. Left, right, and center. That's our challenge. That's not working for us. Through unnecessary crossing while no one's supporting Chankte on the right. Abhishek, we are forgetting these players when they play ISL. They're crossing these balls, and there's a foreigner in the middle, right? There's a foreigner, yeah, and that player is not there in the middle. If it implemented PIO in football, do you think we can play possession football? See, the question is how many PIOs would we have utilized? That's the first question. Second would be, did we get the right ones? And if we get the right ones, yeah, maybe. Again, style is a bonus. Always has been, always is a bonus, in my opinion. Our main aim has to be in Indian football that we get better results. Very simple, right? At the moment, it's about results. And then moving forward, it's about the style of play. It's about, that's that. Same tactics that we used under consideration, trying to win second ball, creating chance of transition. Are we trying to keep those so we can conserve energy? Thanks for asking. Yeah, but is it working? Indonesia 2-0 Saudi Arabia, 83rd minute. Wow, that's big upset in that group, which is anyway crazy at this moment in the qualifiers. Yeah, it's would be a huge upset if Indonesia can beat the Saudis. And therefore, let's see. Yeah, that's it. Now, did you know Joe Polancheri personally, currently working with Super League? Yeah, I know Joe Polancheri. He's in his generation, besides Ambijan, one of the best players. So that's there. Did you ever felt that no one taking care of structure issue, instead giving false motivation? Yeah, I've had it a number of times. What is that match? Abhishek, it's a FIFA World Cup qualifier, third round qualifier in Asia. The third round is taking place today, so that's one of those matches which are being held today, currently being held today in the qualifiers. Let's say we allow UCP, what will be our ranking? Blue, I think it's not a question of ranking. I think the question is how can we integrate the players and how can we improve? See, we are talking about step two, step three without even talking about step one. How to integrate the players into the team? How can we get the team better? Who are we targeting? Who are we getting? That should be the question. Yes, I think we could be better. The ranking is, I don't know, not sure. Could be, could we be in Indonesia? Who knows? Maybe. Do you think Indonesia PIO made team another level or development process made another level? The PIOs made it took the team to another level. Mainly Dutch players, English players. Um, they're just educated at a higher level of football than the Asian kids. Third round saying we are getting PTSD. Yeah, Abhishek, sadly. If a player wants to develop independently without depending on others, what can they do knowing the status of the infrastructure quality? Besides club training, maybe get a personal trainer, work on certain things. Off season, maybe go outside of India, train with other people. That's most probably the only way. Say you are hyping Chankte very much, and I said he's just another overrated player's performance. I said nationally was not very great recently, to be honest. Yeah, Mahesh, but he's still our best player. Period. And if our best player is in this state, that tells you, what level the other players are. With OCI player, we could be in round three of World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, I think we not only could, we would. I don't think India would make it. Mano Lo is not to be blamed as players simply value ISL more, don't care about India. Yeah, Arijit, that's his job to make them care about playing for India. And if he realizes there are players there who don't care about playing for India, he has to throw them out. That's his job, right? So that's the difficulty. Kevin good in using set piece, great goals of physicality lacking. See, we scored a goal yesterday from a set piece. So it works. Does it work with better teams? Most probably not. Right? So these are also realities, right? It'll work against the Malaysia, against the Vietnam, these mid-rank teams, but it will not work with the top team. Also, if talk about the federation, they didn't have change anything. There was a structure in place in some capacity, but they completely defunct the system for me. Posturing disgrace. Yeah, yeah. Although you're looking sad, so sad today. Yeah, this is. Pratik, it's disappointing. There's. I'm a football fan like you, all the others. We all want, you know, uh, um, have hopes. The hope factor is the last thing which is there where I say, whatever happening, but we still have hope that we could be better. And now even that hope factor seems to be gone, right? Sometimes it's like, why are we as bad as we are? And that's my concern. And days like these, yeah, one feels like, ah, why is the Indian national team playing the way they are? That was, do you see teams like Bhutan actually upsetting Nepal, India, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka actually winning half? Bhutan on there, they might be able to upset the one or the other team, but not on a regular basis. And Sri Lanka, yeah, why not Sri Lanka winning the half down the road? Yeah, it's really possible. According to you, which team could survive without having PIO player? Because I find PIO made difference. Most probably some team in Europe. Most probably I don't know who. That's a hurts why the players are not playing for the flag and nothing more important than playing for it. In India. They should realize. Yeah, Abhishek, totally agree with you on this, but that's not the reality, right? That's not the reality which we are living in at the moment. That's the that's that's a brutal reality of football in India at the moment that we're nowhere near. Do you think we are football illiterate? Or we've discussed this in the past, Renal. I think to accept failures, accept shortcomings is a huge step in a football context. And to me, football people are unwilling to accept that and put the blame. Now the blame is on Manolo. Earlier was on Igor, on Steven, but the blame is on the whole system. The blame is not only on the AIFF, the blame is on the whole system. And that is something of a challenge which is not being taken care of. That's the reality. That's the reality of what's happening. In my opinion, my generation, fans and players too, wanted to qualify World Cup. This new generation player worried about money, and I said, looks like it, Neil. I have the same feeling, sadly. Yeah, and I have to agree with you on that. Hardly any coverage of Indian women's football. I'm sure nobody knows India actually play in Europe. Yeah, or is it another problem? Football coverage in India. I think if we tried to beat him Kotal because he was too solid against bigger team, I find it up to the tempo. Morally, not being rated by the coach, therefore he's not there. Other nations say we have such a big population and still can't find 11 good players. However, they don't understand that it's not a strength but a weakness. It could be a strength um, if India took the right steps. Um, but the advantage of size and population is a disadvantage when you don't have a structure. That's the problem. Did you feel leadership made a football directionless? Yeah, I think with all that's happening, um, we are a directionless ship. It's like we've suffered shipwreck and we can't turn things around, and therefore we are where we are. So therefore we need to turn things around quickly, but we're unable to do that. So those are the realities. How does mid-tier African countries produce good team with limited resources? Like from I see they all have a mid-first league, but the academies are good with good farm coaches. Because there's a commitment to do things. There's a clear path for talents to reach Europe. That's it. Ours, what is our aim? 17, 18, 19-year-old kids want to get into the ISL and earn a lot of money. So but sir, in my opinion, I expected either a loss or a draw. Actually, we could have won the match. I still have hope on one or some positives were there. Mahesh, I always go with the thought of hoping for a win. But again, I look at also the gameplay and look at it overall. I didn't see too many positives which would be a positive surprise, right? Okay, that Brandon can have his moments, that Roshan as a left back is someone that you can potentially bank on. Is nothing new to me. I didn't see something in the sense of Irfan or the others who came in that they can really be difference makers. That a regular like Changte is not in form. That Apuyan Suresh just going through the motions. Nothing, no spark. Yeah. With 1.3 billion people, scouting is a problem. Rohit, it doesn't need to be a problem, right? It could be an asset. And we're not making a manpower, human resource our asset. Mamta Banerjee claims she's a forerunner of women's football in Bengal, setting success of Jharkhand as an example. Do you agree? Or I see Manipur. Richard, I don't even know what the Jharkhand story is, so therefore I can't comment on it. Do you think we're bad nurturing the talent, not only football but other sports? At least trying to prove the structure, but we don't care. Yeah, it's a part of our problem, nurturing talent. I often hear from athletes that they are successful despite the system, right? Not because of the system, but despite of the system, they've been able to be successful. And these are all realities. These are all realities which exist, which makes it difficult, complicated, and we need to be better. Instead of national team performance, what makes me more sad is the new league structure by AIFF. Your thoughts? Mahesh, that is just a proposal, and let's wait see if AIFF can really pull through with it with the I League clubs sort of voicing their concerns and rightly conversing their concerns. Is there a plan to merge all the I League division with 16 teams? That will be a pathetic move and shows they are running low on cash. Abhishek, I'm not sure if that is right. Uh, yeah, so it's Iran player played Inter Milan. His name is Taremi Sachin. Morally, they've been all over the place. Iranian Taremi was before that in Porto. Some of the biggest Iranian legends, Ali Dai, for example, used to play in Germany for Bayern Munich. So, yeah, their players have played for big clubs. Malaysia already tried, I'm sure. अगर official match होता तो India हट जाता. Um, yeah, I agree. What is it? Yes, we were sloppy and no one was consistent and very much error in the game. Exactly. Even though we had good structure, it will take at least 10 years to produce the results. Yeah, but 10 years only if we do the right things, right? If we're doing the right things at the right time, yeah, let's see. Reliance is organizing a youth league and states are creating state super leagues all under AIFF's jurisdiction. Now uncertain about directions will take in concern for our young players. The Super League movement is, I think, not a good one in my opinion, but again, who am I to say that? What is mind-boggling is the stakeholders in football are not in touch with reality and also no vision. We can always talk about future, but there is no structure and officials seem indifferent. Yeah, Swankesh, yeah, this can be a problem because the F is sitting on the top and the other stakeholders have to play their roles and they're not playing their roles to perfection and that is causing all these problems. Sorry, I just realized. Sorry. If authorities perform such poor work in European nations, who raises questions about it? It's either the clubs, the leagues, or the state associations, and yeah, and then they look into it. But in this case, if we look at the situation in India, the questions can be asked about other stakeholders as well. Hi, Vikram, invite you on your channel. Vikram, Kiran was on my channel last week, and I was on his channel last week as well. And we'll be doing this once in a while. So yes, we'll be continuing to inviting each others. AIFF proposes to make second tier combined of I League 1 to 3 teams, total to 16 teams. Where the rest of the teams going to go? We have more than 30 plus clubs in these three leagues, literally sidelining them. More than 30 clubs is wrong. I think we had 25 teams in the third tier, another 10 in the I League 2, and another 12 in I League. So we're talking about 47 teams to 16, so it's over 30 teams, which difficult to say what the plan is. You watch more number of games when European lower division players and national team players play. What difference is here apart from technical? Basics, technical, tactical, everything. If this continues, we are not going to qualify for AFC Asian Cup. Yeah, looks like it. That's a danger, huge danger in my opinion, and I hope that that doesn't become reality. Right? That's a huge concern. I think that's a huge problem for us looking at Indian football, and let's wait and see how things change for good. But the problem at the moment is the national team is a problem in itself. In club football structure, AIFF is all these things are somewhat. How can fans raise their voices? We can't boycott games, and no one cares about social media campaign. What can we do then? It's a very valid question, Pratik. It is. Social media campaigns or fans raising their voices only are heard when it falls in line with what the federation thinks. Look at Asian Games last year. I think people need to raise their voice on a regular basis. We need to, these conversations need to happen. There's a lot of conversation happening in the background of what really needs to change in Indian football. I think that's one thing that is happening. Let's see, because I see there's a lot of issues that are there, and fans need to speak about them, raise them. But where are the changes? And that's, I think, the thing. But being quiet is also not an option. I'm not sure what is the right answer. I don't have an answer for you, to be very honest, of what can be done or should be done. Even if we play like this, we might go par with the group because we might get easier group because we are in pot one. Although we need to be a lot better when we're moving in right. I think. Do you think so? No, I don't. Because if you look at it, we didn't beat Afghanistan, right? In the last qualifiers. They were in the last pot. We were in pot 2. So this whole business of pots doesn't help us. Every opponent in these qualifiers will be tough for us. Everyone. So therefore, let's see. I hope Manolo is right, as you're saying, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. The problem is Indian cricket team loses this series national news, but Indian football not winning single game in 12 months, no news. Very well summed up, Neil. I think that's another problem for Indian football. That's a huge problem for Indian football that we have is there's no one bothered. Know what we do from here after this result. Abhishek, I think we hope that things improve in the national team. I think that's the first thing, that Manolo has learned his lessons from these 3 games. 4 games in 3 windows. And let's see what happens. I mean, He was clearly critical of Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and conceding that goal. It happens. It doesn't have to happen, but it did happen. Um, and that's the challenge that we now have. Is like, can we turn things around in a short period of time? I have my doubts at the moment, if you ask me. But India qualified for AFC Asian Cup 2019. I was hopeful that we will perform well, but in current situation, I'm losing hope. Dark Knight, I understand your feeling. I remember I was very happy, very proud to be able to be there in the UAE and support the team. I didn't have it for the tournament earlier this year, and that's why I didn't go in the end. And if I see the three results, if I see what people told me who went to the games, then most probably was the right decision. And therefore, it's a tough call, but yeah, hope is the last thing that is left, and let's wait and see what happens. Even San Marino national team has a win now yesterday. Yeah, San Marino 3-1, and Liechtenstein being, one goal behind, scoring three. So San Marino scored a lot of firsts. Their first ever away win, a first game where they scored 3 goals. Second win against the same team, and qualifying for the UEFA Nations League C level, potentially having a chance of reaching the playoffs of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers in Europe. So crazy situation surrounding San Marino, and yeah. Indian national cricket team plays 30 plus games every year, and football team plays only 7-8 matches. Pratik, cricket is built around international games, and football is built around club games. So we are dependent on the FIFA windows. You can play 2 matches in March. You can play another 2 matches in June, another 2 matches in September, October, and then November. So you normally have 10. If you've got a tournament in between, you can add a few matches to that. So therefore, the comparison between football and cricket, or football and any other sport, doesn't happen. I mean, if you're going to say 7-8 matches a year, well, then hockey plays more matches if you want to win the Olympic gold medal. So therefore, it's very difficult, right? Again, this year we've played 3 matches in Jan, 2 matches in March, 2 matches in June, 2 matches in September, 1 in October, 1 in November. So it's 11 matches, right? I'm sure it was Tima's side. Might have been wasn't about Vietnam and Malaysia and not terrible. Then they like this, what we did against Afghanistan. Do you hope Manolo can beat Afghanistan like teams which we used to do earlier? It's too much. Harry, it's speculative. I would hope that Manolo can turn things around and beat such teams. Are we better? Are we not better? I'm not sure. Malaysia didn't come with the best team. Vietnam is not in the best of form. So therefore, the comparisons are very, very difficult, I think, to make. Always, to me. So therefore, Afghanistan, yeah, depends on the day, depends on ourselves, and then let's see. By seeing our performance, I feel, to be honest, we don't deserve qualification, because even if we qualified, we couldn't even score a single goal more than winning points. I was worried about that part. Might you have a point? You have a very valid point in that we are at the level where we need to discuss how good, how bad are we? Are we able to get the results that we expect from ourselves, I would say? And are we getting the maximum out of our team, right? So that's something which is a worry, because if you look at January, Australia, Uzbekistan, and Syria, all above our pay grade, right? Much above. Right, over an hour already. As always, if you like what you're seeing, what you're hearing, do leave a like and a share behind. And keep supporting the channel. 12 likes so far for this video. Thank you very much. And if you want to watch this or want to watch more as well, do leave a subscription behind. 1,946 subscribers at this moment, so 54 to go to reach 2,000. And do watch the other videos as well. Did a video today on our draw against Malaysia. Earlier I had done a video on AIFF versus the I-League clubs. You know, stuff on the football video support system, a little bit on India here going into this game, about Aludin Ajare, which has gotten a lot of views as well. VR, all these discussions, topics which are of interest. So do keep on supporting, and as always, like, share, subscribe, and spread the community so we can grow and more people are part of our conversations, which we of course hold regularly on this platform. So thank you again, guys. But we've been exposed to a higher level, and the eyes would have been more to India's football. Yeah, I mean, Abhishek, you have to qualify for the Asian Cup to realize where we are at the top level, because we're unlikely to play teams outside of qualifiers in international friendlies who are much better than us, right? Japan or Korea or in Saudi, Qatar, or those guys will not play us in friendlies at the moment. That's the reality. Which is the right age to start training basics in football? 4 or 5 years old. Training basics means working on the basics, but in a playful way, not in a forced way. Chankte was so bad yesterday. No good crosses, no shot on target, and not good even 1-on-1. I said, okay. How can a team like Laos can arrange friendlies with teams like Thailand, Malaysia? We all know how bad opponents we played in friendlies for the past 4 or 5 years. What are we doing wrong about it? It's not doing wrong about it. Laos is based in Southeast Asia, and so these Southeast Asian nations are willing to arrange matches against them. The AFC Nations League aims to generate interest in the national team. Otherwise, these friendlies are useless. Let's see. Let's see if it comes, Pratik. If we keep drawing lower ranked teams, it doesn't matter what pot you are. Bablu's animation, that's the whole point that I've been saying. The Afghanistan example to me is the perfect one where we were in the higher pot, but what value did it give us? It didn't give us any value, right? We need to be able to beat teams who are ranked lower than us, and at the moment we're struggling in any team that we're playing. That's my big concern, Iran beats Saudi, but Indonesia beats Saudi by 2-0. Yeah, sort of big result. We've been speaking about it earlier while it was still going on. In Asia, each Eastern, Western, Northern nation is doing well. Only South Asia has such poor teams. Yeah. Do you think the way Reliance doing things in football scene deserves appreciation? Well, they deserve appreciation for spending that much of money on Indian football, be it FSDL money into AIFF, into running the ISL, broadcasting via Sports 18, Reliance Foundation, of course, with its youth and grassroots programs. Yeah, it is something worthwhile. Right. Just keep throwing me the questions, guys. As I always say, it's sad. I feel sad with that performance yesterday because I don't know how you guys feel. I expect more, but I'm not expecting much. I'm just if I could get a bit, if I see the if I see people are working in the game or trying to put in their efforts, fans coming around. Yeah, I think we all deserve a little bit more. They should be rewarded profits, but here it is the real world. Yeah, agree, Abhishek. It's time to change the region or play a GAF or WAF region. No one's going to take us. Sort of, why would GAFA or why would WAF take us? Are we part of West Asia? Are we part of Central Asia? No, we're not. We are in the heart of South Asia. Do you think one day if we go to a World Cup, what will be your reaction to national anthem time? Then? I would be very happy. Maybe I would have tears in my eyes, knowing the little that I've done for Indian football to contribute towards us going there. So yeah, I would be very happy. But let's see if it happens in my lifetime or not. That's I think the bigger question. I don't understand why people only see ranks to decide how good or bad teams are. Teams like Malaysia and teams like Indonesia, Malaysia recently improved due to all diaspora visualization and all. Their rank gonna go up in future. Yeah, Harry. Yeah. Just like Kuwait, despite being lower ranked due to many problems, they're still better or on par with us. They're better than us. I feel football wise, they're better than us, just that they couldn't get the results against us in the last 1.5 years. Do you think we're always crying about money corruption is just hiding behind failure rather than focusing on real issues? Of course. Yes, and corruption is there, age fraud is there, lack of transparency is there, lack of organizations there. All these things are there. But the question is how to take it to the next level. That's the challenge. Even Manolo said ranking is a lie. Cyprus is a better team than us, but they're below us in terms of rankings. Yeah, Mahesh, he's right. Do you think that we can beat Cyprus? I mean, most probably Stephen Constantine would be the best person to judge, who's got Cypriot roots and who's based in Cyprus, and who can make a comparison. I don't think we can beat Cyprus. I think Cyprus would take us apart. So these are the realities of rankings, of giving us false hopes, false friends in regard to where we stand, where we are, and yeah, it's a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge in regard to development for us to try to get better. Even if we're ranked 100, or were we even good enough to be in the top hundreds? No, I said our rankings is about 120 to 125 at that time. We are now in that bracket, and again, we are not even in that 120 to 125 bracket most probably at the moment. We're most probably a little further down, 135, 140 maybe even lower. That is the concern that I have, that we are not doing or not taking the steps which are necessary to improve Indian football. Yeah, it's we need to take a lot of steps. Do you think Barca has set up a BFC type academy along with Thomas being the head academy coach can bring out better talents from Kerala? In theory, yes. In theory, yes, but I don't know practically where we stand. I have no idea where we practically stand at this moment. That's what I'm saying. It's impossible to say. Well, if in theory this work sounds nice, will it work? I don't know. Another ranking should be 140. Agree, Shan. Yeah, that's where most likely we should be around at the moment. It's quite easy to understand that even 150 ranked European nations are better than 100 ranked AFC nations. Ranking tell us relatively better European teams play tough ones, so they're lower. Yeah. So what do you think will I-League happen this year? Yeah, I think it'll happen. I think they will find a solution with a broadcaster, ideally with Sony. Otherwise, again, DD Sports most probably will step in for the season, and then we'll see what happens. It is for the I-League clubs also. The thing is that they have to play right there. They can't sit there and just pay the players. I mean, they could, but they've got the players on contract, so therefore for them it's also a challenge. And yeah, we're very interesting to see what happens to the teams. What do the teams do? Very difficult to say at this moment that what's going to happen, but yeah, very tricky. Do you think ISO will end after this year? Pratik, I don't know. The AIFF are taking so many weird decisions, to call it nicely, that I'm not sure if they're on the right track or not. So for me, at the moment, they aren't. You said AFC is a governing body of football. They can take action if things fall out of jurisdiction, like fighting bar and working gambling. Yeah, theoretically, yes. They could step in and suspend. I mean, especially when gambling comes in, they can fight in bar. Is then more of a national federation or even it's a club issue rather than that. Yeah. 1 hour, 12 minutes. If you want to throw me some more questions before I end today's live, as I said, like, share, and subscribe. Let's grow the community. Let's be more critical. Let's try and push things in the right direction. I think that's the aim of these conversations, given the realities of Indian football. So therefore, please keep on supporting. And yeah, we need to be more people. We need to make ourselves heard. I will, and I am trying to do whatever I can in the background to influence things in the best possible way. So therefore, these are the things that are there. How round three qualification would have played a role in getting us opponent friendlies could have we get fellow round three opponent. Those are good despite the 10 games against them. They missed a lot of not just round three. Harry, I think we would have played 10 quality matches, first of all. In those windows, we wouldn't have played any friendlies. So that's one. And afterwards, I don't know. Depends on how we would have done for other nations to potentially want to play us. Yeah. Hi, Rishabh. Welcome back. So that's the thing, right? These friendlies sort of decide on how we, these competitive matches decide on who we might play. So therefore, that's another one of those so-called realities that we have to face, and which makes it tough for us. But again, that's where we need to get to, right? Renu, I try to understand different perspectives, but with AIFF, it's hard to see their motives. They may try to make more money, but I can't discern any other reason for their actions. Pratik, yeah, they're trying to make more money, but trying to make more money by cutting out the things that are getting you money. I don't know how that works, right? By trying to cut off Reliance, you're risking of losing the 50 crores and Reliance spending money on the IS. In India, every sector has low manpower and overworked, also not the right minded people in the sector has because it's the same football but amplified. Could be said that way. Abhishek may be looked at differently. Do you think Kerala people praise Kerala fans for farming engagement? What do you mean by farming engagement, Drennan? Not getting it. Rajiv football is beaten left, right, and center. Other fans, the Spurs, etc. They see them as, though I don't think they see them as a fan base. They see them as a commercial base of generating revenue. Do you think there is a lot of problems in regarding allocation auditing, kind of like money not used properly? I don't think allocating money is the problem. I think money generally is the problem. That they have grown in certain areas and are spending too much and they're not able to cover their costs, if you ask me, Harry. Right, 1 hour and 15 minutes. I will now come to an end of this live a little earlier than usual. Not sure if I can do a live tomorrow, but again, guys, do subscribe, watch the shorter videos as well. Then I'm doing spread it around some of the critical stuff that is happening here on Arunfoot. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. As I say, let's grow the channel, let's grow the community. Thank you as always for your support, and I'll be back. Watch the video today about India versus Malaysia tomorrow. It's a little bit more critical in regard to us not winning in 2024. And I'll take Rishabh's as the last question. Honestly, not disappointed with the game. Saw it without any expectations against. Again, same as Vietnam game. Our defense was so awful in the final quarter. We dominated the ball, but they had better chances than us. Yeah, that's the reality. So we come to the end of this live. As I said, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube, on all social medias, visit arunfoot.com. This is me, Arunfoot Chaudhary, signing off. I'll see you in the coming days and watch the shorter videos as well. Bye. Good night.